Welcome to something different I've never done. I'm Mommy Durfit if you're new here. Don't forget to subscribe. But I figured, seeing as I'm done with the seasonal journey, I'll showcase builds that I'm using and starting with a Nephilim Rift build. Now, I found this thing on YouTube. I don't even know who. Wish I remembered so I could give credit. I've changed up, some items here and there. But for the most part, I'll give you a rundown of what I got. We got Scythe of the Circle. This giving your secondary skill to do, well, in my case, 388% more damage when bone armor is on. Right. Yeah, I'm also awful at reading, by the way. Illusion boots? Nah, that is definitely not how you say that. Anyway. Yeah. So, you may move unhindered through enemies. I find that useful just to be running through everybody and not having to be stuck at all. Hexing Pants of Mr. Yen. Your resource generation and damage is increased by 25%. Moving, while moving, and decreases 24% while standing still. As long as I'm running around, I get the little buff of damage, which does work. Our damage is at 877, goes to 1,400,000. Using Bone Ringer, just because of lack of a better item. I would change this out if I could find something better. But yeah, this one just using it for the stats. I would... What do we got? It's like Siphon isn't going to help. We're not using a Grim Sight, that ain't going to help. Freezing a target when blocking, that's nothing. Let's see, your Cold School can reduces the movement speed of enemies by 30%. In addition, your movement speed increases. Now, this is something I think I would change it out for if it was better. If I rolled something nicer on there, I would change it. Plus, I do have mine augmented, so... it's hard to say, but I would rather use that if I had a better one. Let's see what else we got here. We have Avarice Ban? Yeah, I'm terrible at the reading thing of these. I'm gonna butcher every name. But this we have on here, because each time you pick up gold, it increases your gold and health pickup radius by 1 yard for 10 seconds, stacks up 30 times. That's very useful, considering this whole build relies on gold being, the main source of toughness and whatnot coming in. That's why sustainability is based on gold, so the bigger the radius, the better. This I put in because it makes my life easier. You raise an additional skeleton when you cast, and they last for a longer time of 4 seconds. This is useful just because as I'm running through, I can quickly get up to my DPS right away. We got to throw in the Nemesis Braces, because when you go to shrines, you get another elite pack, and that helps you get through faster. The main thing here is the gold wrap belt. On gold pickup, you gain armor for 5 seconds equal to the amount of armor, the amount picked up, which is really, that's our sustainability right there. We have Tasker and Theo, increasing the attack speed of your pet by 47%. Considering majority of our damage is coming from the Sacrum, this just makes it even better. We have Requiem Credence Plate. Devour restores an additional 92% essence and life in addition. When Devour restores essence and life above your maximum, the excess is granted over 3 seconds. So this just helps keeping, bringing your essence back up to full so you can keep casting out mages. Let's see. And then Ratzlin Valshan? Yeah. Okay. And then Skeleton Mage gains the effects of the Gift of Death and the Singularity Rune, and you gain 47% reduction if your mana is not full, which, where you'll be at your weakest point, is where it's not full. For an amulet, we got Haunted Visions. Sacrum now deals 1% of your maximum life every second and lasts forever, which is just one less thing to cast. They now duplicate Grim Scythe instead of Skeleton, which that doesn't do me any good. Whenever a gem, Broken Crown, by the way. Yeah. Imagine that. So whenever a gem drops of the type in your helmet, you gain another one, which I've just been using just because I need a ton of getting these topazes so I can augment things. So that just helps out. As for gems, it's a Legacy of Dreams build. Max that thing out right away because all your power is coming from that. And using Bane of the Trapped increases damage against enemies under effects of control impairing by 42% right now. I'm still leveling that thing, but that is a big bonus, especially when you just use your bone armor. Well, I know not in this case, sorry, that's a different build, but it slows them down, so you gain 42. And there's other things we got in the build that slows them down. Boon of the Hoarder, 100% chance on killing an enemy to cause a gold explosion, and you gain movement speed when you pick it up. Again, that's your sustainability here. That would be the build, or the items rather. Then we got your bone armor set up with the Harvest of Anguish so that you can move faster. We got the Skeleton Mages on life support so they last longer. We have the Frailty Curse, and we put it on the aura, so that's one less thing you gotta do. It's already on. Sacrum, which is once it's on, you're done. So the only thing you're really gonna be doing is running around with Blood Rush, so you could get some movement speed and go through there. Devours another aura, all set to go. So we have Fueled by Death. Consuming a corpse increases your movement speed by 3%, which we're going to consume a ton of every single corpse. So we just move faster. More essence you have, the more this build does with damage, so add that in. When you're using the scythe, you gain 2%. When using a scythe, you gain 2% essence per kill. It just helps get that essence back up. And increasing the duration of your skeletons so you don't have to cast them as fast. In our cube, we have Relina, Shadowhook. Every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%, and Bone Strike, whatever. We don't even use that part. Bone Spikes aren't even a thing. We just getting more damage based on how much essence you have, which your Sacrum doubles your essence, so that goes up more. We have Stewart's Graves. Again, 100% movement speed for 10 seconds after using Blood Rush. And the big thing to all of this is using Brig's Wrath. Uncursed enemies are pulled to the target location when a curse is applied. So because we have the curse aura that expands on gold, or the gold pickup radius, that anything that gets touched by it for the first time will get sucked in, and then the mages just destroy it. So that's a quick rundown on the build. Now as for names, I don't know. Everybody names them all differently. I've read it as a Void Mage, because that's what you're doing. Vortex Mage. And then I've seen Rat builds, because I guess this all stems from the Ratmus build. But anyway, let's go ahead. And your little friend here ain't doing nothing. Let's get into a Nephilim Rift, and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, first thing we do is just pull that up. And we're going to just go ahead and immediately use a Bone Rush so we gain some speed. We got to get our armor up. Now in the beginning, you're squishy. Only because you have to pick up gold to not be so squishy. And then we're good. We pretty much just can't die. Look at that thing. It's ridiculous. And then our radius is gigantic, so that part's all set too. I mean, we could just go right through it. You can run as fast as you want to go. You could just go as slow as you want to go. I don't know. It all depends on what you're really looking for here. I'm only looking for the death breaths and whatever. I can't think of the name now. Death breaths and getting the keys. That's really it. I'll pick up items as I'm going, but I'm not too concerned. I mean, I want more items, of course, but I don't go too far out of my way. Some runs are better than others.
That needs to recharge.
It all depends on where you're at, but you don't die. So you can just run right through without a problem. One thing you don't want to do is what I just did there. Right? You don't want to cast mages unless you're going to get a pile. The reason being is if you have this little drought where you can't cast a mage, like right now, as the mages are about to disappear, you screw yourself, because then you don't have any means of getting essence unless you take out mobs. So you do not want to be casting it unless you're about to run into something. But yeah, that's basically it. I mean, that's the strategy. You just wreck face, just running around. You don't even have to be very concerned about anything. I constantly keep casting new mages just so I don't have to remember to recast them. If the essence is full and I'm fighting a mob, I'll cast it because I know I'm going to get more essence on that shot. When I come up to an elite, I will go ahead and throw down the armor, the bone armor. And that's about it. It's a very simple, easy build that gets you right through within moments. Right, and then we'll play a match with people to show you how that works out for you.
I need to go back.
But that's it. Man, that's the run. In, out, I don't even know how long that took. But done. We got our keys, we got some items. You know, during this time, I've been identifying and I've been trying to max out my cube, which is something I've just been doing.
Got some new goods. Better buy them.
I fill it in. I don't even look. I just go ahead and try. Because I don't even need most of them. In fact, I need very, very few items. Yeah. I already done that one. I know that. And I even have one already as a primal, so I don't even need to save that. But yeah. But that's the build. We'll go ahead and we'll get into a multiplayer. And I'll show you how that stacks up and the differences with that one too. That's it. Just checking. Change them out if I find them. Primals I hold on to now. Everything else I get rid of. Unless I don't need it like this one. Alright, now that we have a full game going on, I just ran a rift with like one person, and then others joined in. Oh, I gotta check those out. But I'll show you. I'm just gonna chuck them in here for the moment. I'll go back to those. I'm gonna show you the difference now between running solo and running with people. I mean, the build doesn't change. We stay just as we are. Nothing changes. However, it's just the precautions that you need to do. Because you're completely surviving on gold, you want to make sure to stay out ahead of them. You don't want to be stuck in the group with everybody. Oh, here's a problem. Here's a problem with the build. Getting doors open is a major issue. Not doors, but like barricades, I guess is what they are. So notice that we're having some issues right now. Right, I need to get some corpses down, which luckily they came to save me on that. Now that we have some corpses, I can actually start casting and doing damage. But that is another issue of this build. If you're not taking out mobs and you run out of essence, you become hurt. It makes everything impossible. These are the worst rifts to deal with this guy. Running around with doors and stuff. Worst one. Alright. You do want to try and stay away from everybody. Kind of have your own Alright, this one's not too bad. I like this one. I always try to go my own way. Just again, just so I have the gold and I have the corpses. And it's always key. Alright. And I don't try not to cast unless I come across the group. Like right now, I will not cast anything because if I do, there's a good chance I'm going to lose my essence, and then if I run into mobs and I have no essence, I can't do anything about it. Alright, there we go. Can't leave that. And this way. I do like, I mean, even though the boots need you, or not boots, what was it? The pants. The pants want you to keep moving to gain the damage. I tend to just stop where I'm at sometimes now because it's just so indestructible. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, these stretches where you go the wrong way, you need to make sure to have the essence on hand. And I do have to say, if you're new to the game, running with people is so much better, especially when you're weaker. When you can't run them yourselves. Most of them don't seem to talk, though, I will say. I don't really seem to have much of a conversation with anybody. It's just run all the time, every time I've played with people. But it's definitely going to help if you're not geared enough to do this quickly. That's how I started it, too. When I discovered this whole running with people part. It's definitely worth it. Alright, we are almost there. Man, I haven't even seen any pylons, though. And then I try to stick with everybody when you get close, right? Once you get close to the whole Rift Guardian popping up, try and stick with people. And that's kind of why, because I think someone is not with us. Yeah, so there's 3 of us here. The Rift Guardian must be back the other way. Oh, there he is. I see him. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know. The dude was gone. He was missing in action, man. Alright. Typically, it's not that messed up. The only issue I see with running with people is sometimes they just want to keep clearing instead of going to the next one. This is not the case. It looks like I'll play a couple games with them, but that's the build, right? That's everything going on. And I hope you enjoyed. Figuring out another build. I'm trying to use this build to go ahead and modify it and make other builds like bounty builds and greater rift pushing and whatnot, because it's fast, it's quick, it's easy, and you don't have to do anything. But there are some problems, just like I was saying. When you go to try and get through a barricaded door, you don't have a single attack. You can't even punch it. You have to just kind of cast your mage at the door in hopes that it hits the door. And I've been stuck at doors before because I can't break them. The only downside to this. Super quick otherwise. But that's that. I'm Omidurf. And I'll see you in the next one when I come up with some other build or whatever. Later.